Hey guys, meanwhile I think we found actually a little hidden gem here in East Texas. So this is actually called Scenic View Marina Motel and RV Park, and let's just show what it's got. So Lake Lone Star is pretty much all owned by individuals. It was one of the first lakes built by the Corps of Engineers in Texas. And the only reason I know this is because I worked at the steel mill that's up the road. It used to be called Lone Star Steel. It's now owned by U.S. Steel. It was actually paid as war retributions from Germany. It was a German mill from World War II. It fully opened in 48 or 47, I can't quite remember. But this lake was built in the 30s, and it connects in through some bayou systems and stuff, a creek and a bayou that heads up through Lake of the Pines and into Caddo. Caddo is the only natural lake we possess in Texas. The rest were all built by the Corps of Engineers. And so this little marina that it used to be had a small motel on it, which was built in the 40s, which it still possesses. And I want to say there's 5 or 6 rooms, or maybe 7 rooms, and that's it total. This was part of the old marina storefront, and the dock came out and it had fuel. It no longer has fuel, but there is still parts and remnants of the old store and the old motel. But essentially the owners told us when they bought it in '98 they had to redo virtually every stick of wood that this property possessed because everything was rotten. But anyway, so here at the facility they have 20 or 30 RV spots, because there's a piece of land just east of here that's just right outside the gate of this property. And so they have so many spots that are available for day and night rentals, and then so many of them are like snowbirders and things like that. But you get a dock where you can bring out your toys, your boats, and it actually has the floating dock out on the end. And you can see we have one of our jet skis out here. Actually, both of them are sitting out here. But so you end up with a small RV portion that's here. There's a cabin they have to rental. The motels are right behind this. You have this little makeshift working lighthouse at night. You get a video of it working at night. Retaining wall, and it's got a private slip over here. A bigger ramp here is easier to use your boats, and then another private ramp right there where my little truck is. And he just had me leave my truck. Let's leave my trailer to the jet skis there, so it's out of the way. And there's various things for kids, very kid-friendly activities and things like that go on. They still have a little store with bait and drinks and things like that inside. So it's nothing like extravagant. It's something that just is mind-blowing, but for it being so quiet and quaint and cheap, I mean, in the grand scheme of it, we got to bring our jet skis out here on a private ramp to park it out on their own private slip or dock. And they have these floating docks where you can park your jet skis. And of course there's boats that dock here when they come. And I want to say they said as far as the RV spots, ours was the most expensive one. We got the one that's right here in the front of the water, and it's always just a day or a week rental. They don't do it as monthly or yearly, half years I think is what they're allotted. And I was actually surprised at how clear the water was and deep. It's actually pretty deep out here on the end, and you can actually see it at night. It's better to see how clear it is for being an East Texas lake. And another thing that is unusual, because most of Texas is just so flat, is there is like a small little hilly range that does run through this section of East Texas, and so you get some terrain. In fact, if you go around this bend, there is a encampment called Lakeview Baptist Encampment, and that's actually where I got saved in 1996. And there's a pretty good sized hill there they call Pryor Mountain, and you can go up and you can view a long ways. It's very, very pretty. So anyway, just wanting to make this so we can send it to some friends, because we told a few people about it. No one ever heard of it, and sent them pictures, and they're like, what the heck, how have we never known of this place? But yeah, if you have a family, if you know, have some water toys and you've got RV, or if you're just wanting to say, hey, I want us to go bass fishing out on Lone Star. They actually call it Ellis something Creek now, because that was the original creek that got dammed up that connected to all those properties I was talking about earlier. You could actually bring your bass boat and rent the motel rooms, and they were like anywhere from 40 to 70 or 80 bucks, maybe 100 bucks a night. And then the cabin was maybe 100. They got a small cabin that's got a couple of bedrooms in it, I believe. And owners are super informative, so nice. And it's neat to see that they bought this in 1998, and they've just sit here and continue to restore certain things and then add new things to bring new life into it. So anyway, real treat to find it, and growing up out here to never have known of it is kind of an odd thing for me, I feel. So, but let me go up here on this little crow's nest thing and get a better view. And they have last night they say every Thursday, they call it Thirsty Thursdays. There's just a group of people, friends, family that come from all over the lake, and the residents that are staying here or people that are staying the weekend, they'll just come and sit out, and they just have a good time talking. They said that they're not allotted to talk about anything that causes potential arguments, so no religion or politics is allowed during that time, and everybody just talks about their family and things like that. So, but there's a little sun deck up here, and there's that little lighthouse, and it had LEDs all the way around, so it makes it give the illusion of it spinning around. And there's little blue lights that are sun charged, and they come on, that whole deck lights up blue at night. It's really pretty. So anyway,